A wooden crate, a dusty square. A crowd of sunburned farmers staring up at you like you owe them something. You hold up a brown glass bottle so it catches the light, and you smile like you've got a secret worth selling your soul for. One sip, you tell them, 20 years off your bones. A hand goes up, then another. Silver dollars start flying. What's inside the bottle? Creek water, cayenne pepper, a few drops of something stronger. You are a snake oil salesman, a liar, a fugitive, a chemist of garbage. But in a few weeks, you'll hear about a man in Atlanta cooking something new. Dark, sweet, fizzy. His recipe isn't all that different from yours. The only difference? The whole world will be drinking his. The town square smells like manure and desperation. These are cotton farmers, wheat growers, men and women who wake before the sun and don't stop moving until it's gone. Their hands are calloused, their backs are bent, and every single one of them hurts somewhere. That's your opening. You step onto the crate. Not too fast. Confidence, not urgency. You scan the crowd the way a card shark scans a poker table. You aren't looking at faces. You're looking for pain. There, a man rubbing his shoulder. A woman wincing when she shifts her weight. A boy with a cough he can't shake. You point at the man with the shoulder. Don't be shy, sir. I see that shoulder. Is it the gout? Or just the weight of the world? He doesn't answer, but he doesn't walk away. That's all you need. You lower your voice. Not a whisper, a confession. You make them lean in. You make them come to you. The moment they lean forward, they've already started buying. They just don't know it yet. This isn't water, folks. This is Dr. Johnson's golden elixir. It cures backaches, toothaches, heartaches. One sip and you'll swear you're 20 years younger. You pause. Silence is a weapon. 3 seconds of nothing and someone in the crowd cracks. A hand shoots up. A silver dollar glints in the sunlight. Then another, and another. You move fast now. Bottles into hands, coins into pockets. Sold. Sold to the lady in the blue bonnet. God bless you, ma'am. You won't regret it. Your pockets grow heavy with silver. This is the part of the job you love, the part where the words you rehearsed in the mirror actually work, where a bottle of nothing becomes a bottle of hope, and hope costs $1. Then you see him. The crowd parts like a creek splitting around a stone. A man in a clean suit walks forward. There's no hurry in his step. A metal star pinned to his chest catches the same sunlight your bottle did. The sheriff. Your smile fades. That's all for today, folks. Sold out. God bless you all. You're already moving. You kick the crate toward the wagon, stumble over your own product, and grab the tailgate. Barnaby, kick the mules. Go, now. The wagon lurches forward. The crowd watches you disappear behind a curtain of yellow dust. $50 richer. Barely made it out with your teeth. The wagon rattles for miles before the silence feels safe. Barnaby pulls over by a slow-moving creek, the kind of water that doesn't flow so much as give up. Brown, still, full of whatever the land upstream decided to throw away. You grab a wooden bucket and dip it in. That's your base ingredient. You set the bucket on the wagon gate and get to work. You've done this so many times you could do it blind. And sometimes, when the water is dark enough, you basically are. First, cayenne pepper. A fat handful, straight in. This is the most important ingredient, and it has nothing to do with medicine. The burn is the illusion. If a farmer takes a sip and feels nothing, he thinks you're a fraud. But if his throat catches fire and his eyes water, and he coughs until he sees stars, well, that must mean it's powerful. That must mean it's working. Pain is the most convincing lie you've ever told. Next, molasses. A long, slow pour. It turns the water dark and rich, the color of something that looks like it belongs behind a pharmacy counter instead of in a ditch. And finally, the real ingredient. You pull a small glass vial from inside your boot. A controlled tincture, the kind of thing doctors use sparingly and you use generously. Just a few drops. This is the only ingredient that does anything real, and what it does has nothing to do with healing. It won't set a bone, won't bring down a fever, but it will wrap the buyer in a warm fog, make the pain feel distant, make the world soften at the edges. For an hour or two, they'll forget they were ever sick. By the time the fog lifts, you're 3 towns away. You stir the sludge with a stick, funnel it into cracked brown bottles, and start scraping labels off with a knife. Goodbye, Dr. Johnson. Johnson is a wanted name now. Can't use it again. From a hidden compartment, you pull a stack of fresh labels. Bright red ink, bold letters. Dr. Thunder's Lightning Tonic. New town, new name. Same muddy water. Let's ride, Barnaby. We've got money to make. The next town isn't like the others, and what happens there will change everything. Before we get into it, if you've made it this far, you already know this story goes somewhere you don't expect. Hit subscribe. Now, back to the wagon. Iron Creek hits you before you see it. The sound comes first, a rhythmic clang of pickaxes echoing from somewhere deep below the earth. Then the smell, cold smoke, sulfur, the sour tang of men who haven't washed in weeks and stopped caring about it long before that. This isn't a farm town. This is a mining camp. Everything here is different. The men of Iron Creek work 16 hours a day underground. They crawl into shafts so narrow their shoulders scrape the walls. They breathe rock dust that coats their lungs like wet cement. Their backs are destroyed. Their hands are swollen into claws. And when they surface at sundown, blinking in the last gray light like moles pulled from the earth, every single one of them wants something to make the pain stop. They also have pockets full of silver. Park the wagon here, Barnaby. Light the torches. Let's give them a show. 2 torches flare to life on the wagon's sides. Flames lick upward, casting orange light across your new banner. Dr. Thunder's Lightning Tonic. You change your costume. No top hat tonight. You roll your sleeves up past the elbows. Rub dirt onto your face. In the last town, you played a professor. Here, you need to be a brother. A man who understands the weight of a pickaxe and the ache it leaves behind. You step onto the crate. Listen to me. I know you're tired. I know your bones ache so deep you can feel it in your teeth. And I know the company doctor won't help because he doesn't work for you. He works for the mine. They want you just healthy enough to swing a pick. Not 1 ounce healthier. The miners stop walking. They turn toward the firelight. Faces like carved stone, lit from below. You've got them. You hold up the bottle, not gently. You grip it like a weapon. This isn't perfume. This isn't some city tonic for ladies with the vapors. This is fuel. It puts the iron back in your veins. 1 swig and you'll feel like a grizzly bear woke up inside your chest. A massive miner, shoulders wide as a doorframe, steps forward. He slams a coin onto your crate so hard the wood cracks. You hand him a bottle. The whole crowd watches. He uncorks it, takes a swig that drains half the bottle in a single pull. Then he freezes. His eyes go wide. His face turns the color of raw beef. He coughs, deep, violent, from the very bottom of his lungs. The cayenne rips through his throat like flame through dry brush. The crowd goes still. You hold your breath. If this man turns angry, the mob behind him will tear your wagon apart board by board, and they'll use those boards on you. 3 seconds pass, the longest 3 seconds of your life. It burns. The miner growls, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. You point at him. Don't flinch. Don't blink. Sell it. That means it's burning out the weakness. The miner stares at you, then his mouth splits into a grin, big, gap-toothed, orange in the firelight. I can feel it kicking in already. The crowd erupts. Every hand goes up. Every pocket opens. They swarm the wagon like a wave crashing over a dock. Cash, silver coins, gold dust, all of it flying at you faster than you can catch it. You hand out bottles 2 at a time. Barnaby scoops coins with both fists. The collection box fills. The lid won't close. You stuff money into your pockets, your boots, down the front of your shirt. 50 bottles in 10 minutes. You look at Barnaby and wink. Biggest night of your life. You're reaching for the last case when a voice cuts through the noise like a knife through silk. You snake. The crowd freezes. Not because the voice is loud, because it's broken. The kind of voice that belongs to a man who has been running on nothing but rage and no sleep for a very long time. He pushes through the wall of miners, shoves them aside like they're made of paper. They let him pass, not because he's strong, but because something in his face makes grown men step back. A suit that used to be fine. 3 days of road dust covering it like a second skin. Bloodshot eyes, trembling hands. And in one of those trembling hands, a brown glass bottle. The label doesn't say Dr. Thunder. It says Dr. Johnson. You sold me this in the valley. I followed your wagon tracks for 40 miles. You told me it would cure my stomach. It made me sick for a week. I couldn't eat. I couldn't work. My children watched me retch up creek water for 3 days straight. He holds the bottle high so every miner in the crowd can see. It's just pepper and pond water. You try to laugh. The sound comes out all wrong, thin, hollow, the laugh of a man whose exit is disappearing. My good sir, I've never seen you before. You must have me confused with a cheap imitator. There are many charlatans on the road, and I assure you, liar! He throws the bottle. It explodes against the side of the wagon. The smell hits the crowd instantly. Not medicine, not herbs, not anything that belongs inside a human body. Mud. Warm, stagnant, rotting creek water. The big miner, the one who grinned, steps forward. He looks down at the bottle still in his hand, then at the shattered glass dripping off the wagon. He lifts the bottle to his nose. One slow sniff. When his eyes find yours again, they belong to a different man. Is this true, little man? Are you swindling us? Now wait, it's an experimental blend. Different batches have different... A rock sails from the back of the crowd. It misses your ear by an inch and smashes a lantern. Oil sprays across the wagon's side. Flame catches wood. The crowd doesn't want a refund. They want payback. Barnaby! You dive over crates of glass bottles, scrambling toward the front of the wagon. Barnaby is already whipping the mules into a frenzy. The wagon lurches, but a hand clamps around your ankle like an iron shackle. The man in the suit. He's running behind the moving wagon, one fist locked on your boot, feet kicking up dust. His eyes are wild. You aren't going anywhere. You kick. Once. Twice. His grip slips. He tumbles backward into the dirt, nearly trampled by the crowd surging behind him. Faster, Barnaby! They're gaining! The wagon smashes through a wooden fence. Bottles shatter. The burning banner peels away and tumbles into the night behind you. The roar of 50 furious miners fills the darkness like thunder rolling across a valley. Then the front wheel drops into a pothole the size of a grave. The wagon bucks. You fly 3 feet into the air, and the collection box, stuffed with every dollar, every coin, every gram of gold dust from the best night of your career, launches out of your hands. Silver dollars spray into the dark like stars falling sideways. You watch them bounce off rocks, roll into ditches, disappear into tall grass. A glittering trail of everything you earned, scattering behind you like a comet's tail. My money! You scramble on your hands and knees, grabbing at coins, sliding across the shaking wagon floor. "Forget the money!" Barnaby screams over the wind. "We're losing our lives! Hold on!" The wagon hammers across an old wooden bridge. You look back one last time through the smoke. The torches stop at the tree line. The miners aren't stupid. They won't follow you into deep woods at night. The roar fades. The fire shrinks to a flicker. And then, nothing. Silence. You collapse against the one surviving crate of product. You are covered in cuts, coal dust, bruises, and sticky molasses. Half the money, gone. Most of the bottles, shattered. The wagon is half burned, half broken, barely holding together. But the silence of the forest is the most beautiful sound you've ever heard. You're alive. Morning light comes through the trees in pale yellow stripes. Barnaby is asleep on the ground, mouth open, snoring at a volume that would concern a doctor. You sit on what's left of the wagon's tailgate, legs dangling, surveying the wreckage of your empire. The banner, ash. The wheels, wobbling. 11 bottles of Dr. Thunder remain, every one of them cracked. You count the money, $200, scraped together across your last 3 stops, stuffed into your boots, your coat lining, the folds of your shirt. Not a fortune, but enough. Barnaby wakes with a jolt. "What's the plan, boss? Find a creek? Mix a fresh bat? I saw some real nice brown water about a mile back." "No. No more mixing, Barnaby. No more buckets. No more cayenne. And no more running from towns at midnight with our teeth rattling out of our heads." He sits up slowly, confusion on his face. This is the only life he knows. "So, what? We quit? Get jobs on a farm?" You look at your hands, soft, uncalloused. The hands of a man who has never held a plow and never intends to. "Look at these hands, Barnaby. These hands don't dig. These hands sell. That's what they've always done. That's what they'll keep doing. Just differently." From inside your coat, you pull a crumpled newspaper clipping. You've been carrying it for weeks, reading it by candlelight when Barnaby wasn't watching. There's a man down in Atlanta, a chemist, a real one, not like us. He's cooked up something new, a syrup, dark and sweet. Mix it with carbonated water and it fizzes. Does it cure anything? You smile. The same smile you used on the farmers. The same grin you flashed to the miners. Except this time, for the first time, you almost believe what you're about to say. He says it cures headaches and fatigue. But here's the thing, Barnaby. Here's the part that changes everything. It doesn't taste like pond water. It tastes like sugar. And there's something special in it. A leaf from South America. Makes people feel awake. Makes them feel alive. Barnaby scratches his head. "So, it's medicine?" You stand up. Dust off your pants. Straighten what's left of your collar. No, it's better than medicine. Medicine is something people take because they have to. This is something people drink because they want to. They'll have a glass and come back tomorrow for another. And the day after that. And the day after that. You look south, toward Atlanta. Toward a future you can't quite see but can already taste. Dark and sweet and fizzing with something new. We're not tricking anyone anymore, Barnaby. Frankly, it's too much work, and the running is destroying my knees. We find this chemist, buy his syrup, set up a fountain in a nice town. No wagons, no torches, no angry mobs. They come to us. Barnaby stands, brushes leaves off his pants. "What's it called? This syrup?" You look at the clipping one more time. A name printed at the bottom in small black letters. You fold it carefully and slide it back into your coat. Doesn't matter what it's called now. It'll need a better name. You step over the wreckage of Dr. Thunder's lightning tonic. You start walking south. The mules follow. Barnaby follows. Behind you, 11 cracked bottles of creek water leak slowly into the dirt. Ahead, something fizzy, something sweet, something the whole world is going to want. Same hands, Same smile, same instinct, different bottle. A con man's greatest trick isn't the perfect lie. It's knowing the exact moment to switch to the truth. The line between snake oil and soda pop turned out to be thinner than anyone wants to admit. So, what would you have done? Kept running? Or changed the game? Drop it in the comments, and if this one caught you off guard, there are more stories like it on this channel. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.